Hello, my friends. I'm back again with episode 2 of reading my book to you called Life After Depression. If you haven't listened to me reading episode 1 yet, go back and listen to it, enjoy it, and then move on to episode 2. I'm sitting outside, so you might hear some outdoor sounds like perhaps birds or cars or something else, and I hope that doesn't spoil the experience for you of listening to me reading my book to you. Here we go. Please enjoy. Strangely, even though I'm battling with insomnia, my bed has become my safe place, my haven. As much as I detest lying awake at night feeling so alone, I seem to have developed a love-hate relationship with my bed. When I'm at home, I find myself drawn to it, looking forward to getting into it. I walk around the house knowing there's a lot to do. I could tidy some cupboards, I've got sewing to complete, I've got plenty of chores waiting to be done. Or maybe I could just do something more enjoyable and relaxing like watching a movie on TV or reading my book. I walk down the passage once again into my bedroom. I glance towards my bed. It seems so inviting and comforting, and I'm so very, very tired. I am being drawn towards the bed. It feels almost like a magnet, like a drug. I know that I'll feel better if I can just crawl in for a while, have a little sleep, and escape my thoughts. I give in to the temptation. I get under the duvet and I close my eyes. I'm not asleep, but somehow the rest of the world doesn't seem as scary anymore. I can even pretend it doesn't exist for a while. I'll have a short rest and I'm sure I'll feel so much better when I get up, I tell myself. And then I can tackle all those chores that I have. Maybe I'll even go for a walk. Everybody keeps telling me how good it would be for me. And then I think I'll phone a friend. Sometimes when I'm out, I find myself wishing I was at home, tucked up in my bed. Often I make an excuse to go home early, blaming my early departure on a headache, sometimes convincing even myself that I don't feel well. And it would do me the world of good to have an early night. What on earth I want an early night for, I have no idea. I'm only going to lie awake all night. At least at night it's easier to get away from people and hide in my bed. It's not so easy to pull the wool over their eyes during the day. Hiding away is becoming more and more difficult to explain. It has taken me a while to realize what I thought was normal insomnia and daytime fatigue is so much more. My doctor had inquired often if I felt tired during the day and battled to sleep at night, hinting that I might be suffering from depression. But that couldn't be the case with me. What did I have to be depressed about? Good grief, some poor people have terrible lives. I had nothing to complain about. I just needed to get back into a good sleeping cycle and I'd be fine. If he would just prescribe some sleeping tablets for me, I'm sure that would work. But no, I'm not fine. Other symptoms have started rearing their heads, cementing the diagnosis of depression. But probably the worst of all these symptoms is the intense fatigue during the day. And the second most prevalent sign is counting my blessings. As strange as that may seem, I constantly count my blessings. One might think there's nothing wrong with that, but it's actually human nature to take most of our good fortune in our lives for granted. Not tell ourselves how lucky we are all the time. I know the minute I start reprimanding myself for being ungrateful and dissatisfied with my life that trouble is on the way. It has become my sign, my warning of what is to come. Don't be such a brat. You've got family and friends who love you. You've got a job. You've even got children that so many women yearn for. I tell myself over and over. The black monster is imminent. You may wonder why I capitalize the word monster. For those of you listening and not reading this book, I have given the word monster a capitalization. The reason for this is because it feels like a living, breathing thing, a being, a presence, a demon, something with enormous power over me. Psychologists call it depression. I have become the master of deception, lying to people more and more. When my friends and family phone to invite me out, I make up excuses for why I can't go. I've already got plans to go elsewhere. I apologize. I'm feeling a bit fluey today. I think I should stay in. I've got so many tasks to finish. I say, anything to get out of going out amongst happy, cheerful people and pretending that I'm one of them, laughing at all their jokes, even making some jokes of my own, but feeling so terribly lonely inside, so very, very lonely. Well-meaning friends say I should go out as much as I possibly can. Go out, be amongst other people, keep occupied. Try to think of something else, they say. None of them realize I'm actually lonelier in a crowded room than I am at home on my own. At least at home, I know what to expect. I don't have to watch what seems like a whole world full of laughing, loving, joking, talking people. I don't have to pretend to be one of them. I'm not one of them. I feel like I never will be one of them. I am different for some cruel reason. I feel jealous of their happiness. I wish I could have some of it. Sometimes I even feel a bit resentful about the joy that other people seem to have in their lives. I know that I'm also a good person. I'm kind and I'm thoughtful. I try to do my bit for the community. I care for others. I care for their well-being. Then why do others always get the good luck? Yes, you heard me right. I'm calling it luck because it feels more and more like luck by the day. It's taken me many years to realize that people who love us obviously don't leave us in our misery pit when they can see we're having a down day. But at the time, it is so difficult to make anyone understand that going out requires just too much energy and effort. I don't know what advice to give the loved ones and friends of depression sufferers. It's so hard to know what works for each individual. It's such a fine line between respecting the depressed person's doesn't want to go out, doesn't want to do anything but lie on their bed, and encouraging them to get up and get back into the real world. My sister was my rock in my darkest hours of depression. She would just sit on the end of my bed and allow me to cry and complain and talk for a while. And then she would make a gentle suggestion, something that didn't take too much energy, and coax me out of my bed and into the shower. My haven at that acute time of my depression became her home. She would always take me there. Perhaps that is the answer. Find somewhere apart from your bed where a depressed person feels safe and take them there. At least in a safe and comfortable environment, the day can pass less painfully. But most importantly, please don't give up on us. If you can just help for that one day, perhaps there's more help available tomorrow. And someone else will step in to help if you can't. Please don't give up on us. Thank you to my dearest sister for never giving up on me. I acknowledge that it must become extremely tiring living with someone suffering from depression. I actually think the partner, family, and close friends need as much support with this condition as the sufferer does. There need to be support groups for family to attend as well, so they also know they are not alone and there are others dealing with this demon who has visited their homes as well. The old saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, definitely applies here. Perhaps by talking to others who are dealing with a depressed partner or child, suggestions could be taken on board that could be of assistance. Another huge burden for family to bear is the embarrassment of having someone close to them suffering from depression. At least in a group of people all dealing with the same problem, this embarrassment would be minimized. It's hard for them to admit, but family members are embarrassed by this affliction that has visited their family. They feel they should be able to do something to cure the condition, and they feel helpless. Adding to this embarrassment is the fact that mostly in the depressed person's life, he or she will end up at some stage in a psychiatric institution. Say what you like. They are unpleasant places and they smack of insanity. No one wants people to think there is insanity in the family blood after all. I found something that helped. Alcohol. Not a good idea. Yes, it gives temporary respite from anxiety and feelings of sadness, but take my word for it, when those feelings come back, and they do, they come back tenfold. I used to party with my lady friends at their homes or at mine. It always involved lots of drinking and superficial conversation. I only knew 2 types of conversation when I was hurting. Superficial, intoxicated rubbish, or me. The more I drank, the more the conversation focused on me. And as we all know, friends can stand the me conversation just so much. As much as they say they are your good friends, and they probably are, there are very few friends who don't get tired of a never-ending, long face and a victim-like attitude. You just know they are thinking, enough is enough. Please snap out of this now, good grief. You are no fun to be around anymore. After nights like that, the mornings consisted of a good laugh about the night before and some strong coffee and headache pills. This was so much easier than thinking about what my life really felt like. An empty, scary, dark place from which I could find no escape. But allow me to add, this type of support is not all bad. Sometimes you may want to talk, and other times not. It takes a good friend to recognize the right time. Well, my friends, that's episode 2, and I do hope that you enjoyed it. See you again for episode 3. Bye for now.